Oh goodness, it's time for another terrible video game commercial. And when it comes to just terribly executed commercials with crappy marketing techniques, nothing takes the cake like the Intellivision Amico. Look at this freaking thing. I don't even know what to call it. It looks like a couple of pacemakers charging something, whatever. The Intellivision Amico, yeah, it's one of those nostalgic mini consoles that are just like, showing up everywhere nowadays. And, I guess you can blame, adults in their 30s and 40s, like me, wanting to play the games they grew up with as kids. There's definitely some type of demand there. But the thing is about this commercial, what's really interesting, they're trying to market it as a family system. A family system. Because, what do you see when you look in this commercial? You see a bunch of freaking families playing this together. Which, that is a noble cause. But is that really the audience or the demographic you want to try to, get? Are families actually going to be purchasing this? And to market this off as a family system, well, kind of pretentious. Are you telling me that Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, they don't have any family games on their platform? That's just not the case. Anyway, I'm looking at this commercial today, and just like usual, I am going to be giving you my insights on whatever the heck is going on the screen. Right, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to Smoking Fiend Productions, and that way you can watch more terrible video game commercials and also be updated whenever I release a new one. Alright, let's get started.
Television is bringing families back together again with an innovative gaming console called Amico. 40 years ago, video games burst onto the scene as families connected gaming consoles to their television sets and enjoyed playing simple games together. It didn't take long for video games to grow into a multi-billion-dollar industry, as the digital play from companies such as Atari, Coleco, and Intellivision became an integral part of childhood culture. But by the mid-90s, the video game industry took a turn.
Kind of just glossed over 20 years there. Didn't include the video game crash in 1983. Also, I feel like more kids may have grown up playing a Nintendo, kind of just glossing over that, but whatever.
Easy to play games became sophisticated. Controllers became complicated.
So they say easy to play games became sophisticated. Okay, how? Apparently controllers got complicated, right? At some point, controllers got too complicated for families to navigate around. I don't know, this looks pretty complicated to me. Let's talk about the old Intellivision controller. What the hell was up with the button pads? What the hell was this crap used for exactly? Complicated. For them to say that, that's just really dumb. But back to the commercial. Let's go back to the kid sitting alone in his dark room.
Easy to play games became sophisticated. Controllers became complicated. And consoles became expensive.
Were consoles always expensive? When were consoles ever cheap?
Sadly, family play was replaced by solo play.
So you mean to tell me after the late 70s, families stopped playing any games together, much less started spending less time with each other. So all this happened after the heyday of the original Intellivision, right? And this started taking place in the mid-90s. So, it's just one of the many claims this commercial makes that's just is not true.
And rooms full of laughter were replaced by insulating headsets. But all of that is about to change with the arrival of Amico. Just like the original Intellivision, which pioneered couch co-op and family gaming.
Okay. I'm not taking away from the Intellivision, the original one, but I'm pretty sure they did not pioneer couch gaming or co-op gaming. Are we talking just in terms of video games? Because before video games, even after video games, well after video games, people still sat in a freaking room together and played board games or cards or something. So what are you talking about when you say that that system pioneered couch play, co-op play? Like, was the first Pong system not like two-player? Anyway.
Amico, the Italian word for friend, promises to bring back family-friendly entertainment with the sole purpose of ease, togetherness, and fun. All Amico games are family-friendly, and they contain no violence or any foul language.
Yeah, God forbid you have any violence or foul language on your system. You know, we care more about having a clean family system than having any actual fun games on it, which all these games look like they suck, by the way. Like every last one of them. Like, I don't know what your opinion is, but this looks... Actually, I've seen DJ Slopes play that. That game looks kind of entertaining, but I don't know. Wait, there's no blood in it, so I guess this shark right here would never think about eating this seahorse. Like, why would you even have a shark in the game if you're not going to have him, like, attack anything? But anyway.
Amico, the Italian word for friend, promises to bring back family-friendly entertainment with the sole purpose of ease, togetherness, and fun. All Amico games are family-friendly, and they contain no violence or any foul language.
Wait, they contain no violence? So why is this character holding like a sword or blade or some crap? It looks like an arrow up there.
Families will enjoy gathering together with Amico.
It looks violent. They're like blowing up like rocks and crap.
And jumping right into fun-filled gameplay.
Yeah, fun-filled gameplay. Yeah, I won! Yeah! I mean, don't be so impressed. You beat a kid at a video game. Of course you won.
The controllers are easy to...
The heck is that? Controller is kind of crazy, ain't it? Look at it. Huh. It's like boxes and crap on there. I am curious to see how this thing actually plays. I would love to like just even like test play one, but you know. Alright, yeah, this controller is kind of funky. So I don't even know what's going on there. So they're trying to tell, they say that like controllers nowadays are like too complicated. Is that what the hell they said? They said controllers nowadays are too complicated. I don't even know what the hell this crap is. Like, you're just hitting like different boxes and crap. So that's more or so less complicated than like a PS4 controller, which has directional buttons, which has like color, which just has buttons that indicate like different commands, or like that's less complicated than a freaking keyboard, which we've been using the keyboard forever. The Intellivision, right?
Controllers are easy to learn, no matter what your skill level.
So the way she's looking down at the phone, then looking at the screen, can you do this? Does anybody ever do this? Because you play video games through muscle memory. Like, you don't have time to look at the oh, what button do I press? Oh, what button do I press? Like, no, it doesn't work like that. So I don't know. How are they actually playing this at the same time they're looking at their screens too?
And they've been designed to adapt difficulty for diverse skill ranges.
That's pretty dang sophisticated. So you can adapt different skill ranges. And of course, if you read into it, this is their whole like karma system, which was like a big appeal for a lot of people. Like, oh, no matter what your skill range is, you know, you can still beat someone who plays the game regularly, right? Is that what they're saying?
Amico will take your family back to the days when setting up and playing video games didn't require a large investment of time, but yielded a ton of fun and laughs.
how much time does it take to set up one console? There's like 2 cords, man. It's like 2 cords you gotta hook up. It probably only take you like a minute, right? It probably only take you like a minute, maybe 2 minutes. It's not really that complicated. I never thought it was.
Amico isn't just simple, it's affordable too. Buying a new video game system typically means expensive games and overpriced accessories.
Yes, that's how it's always been.
But not with Amico. The system comes with 6 built-in games and 2 wireless controllers with...
Alright, that's pretty good. It comes with 6 games. What games are those going to be? Are they all going to look like iPhone apps? Because that's all I've seen so far. I've seen like iPhone app games. I don't know what games they are, but they look like the same stuff you can download and play for free on your iPhone. Like, are they going to put a copy of like Doom on? Oh, no, they can't put Doom Eternal on there because, oh, that's too violent. That's too violent. You know, maybe they'll put like a freaking like old version or a new version of the Genesis Aladdin on there. You know, a game that Tommy actually play tested in his earlier days. Maybe not. They would have to get a license. And that's another thing. Who the heck is making games for this system? Like, do they have developers? Do they have like AAA developers? Probably not. But yeah, this comes with 6 games. Oh, I gotta say, you know, these 2 twins. I wonder where they found these guys at. But anyway, yeah, like who the heck is actually gonna like make games for this or something?
Easy to use color touchscreens and a simple positional disc for endless hours of entertainment with your friends or family. Gameplay supports up to 8 players. And if you don't have a controller, you still join in on the fun by downloading the free Amico app on your smart device. And Amico...
Alright, pretty cool. Just an app. So you gotta download an app on your phone if you don't want to spend that extra money for a controller. Of course, wouldn't that mean people are gonna buy less controllers now? Are people gonna buy less controllers now because you have a whole app that kind of does the whole thing? And you know, frankly, kind of defeats the purpose of having a controller. I'm like, hey, so why don't you just have it so I have to use my freaking cell phone to play it? Since you already have the app, it kind of defeats the purpose.
It's for everyone. Just take a look at some of these games. The growing library includes motion-controlled...
Really? These are the games. Okay, so you can only play pool. You can only play... What's the name of this game? I forgot. You can only play this game on the Amico. This rocket ship game. Wow, that looks fun. You know, it doesn't look like anything from like, you know, PBS.com. Let's see. I'm just gonna fast forward this part. That looks like Gauntlet, I guess. Yes. I don't know what that is. And you know, this is a really confusing part here, but I'm just gonna go back real fast.
Action arcade games, children's entertainment, and even beloved classic retro games that many parents grew up with and loved. And of course, they've been totally reimagined for today. Today's Amico is being led by an experienced team of game industry professionals who have worked on some of the most popular and biggest selling video game franchises of all time.
Alright, so what did the voice just tell us? So these people worked on some of the biggest video game franchises of all time. They said video game franchises. So let's do some elimination here. Out of all these like images here, which one is not a video game franchise? Well, I know they made a video game for Wall-E, but that's not a franchise. I know they made several video games for Aladdin. Really only two. I guess three if you count the Disney Interactive version, but not a franchise. Yeah, Monopoly is a franchise, definitely, or I think it would be considered a franchise, but it's not really known as a video game franchise. Neither is James Cameron's Avatar. That's not a video game franchise. That's a freaking movie. Toy Story. Yes, there were several Toy Story games, but that's not a video game franchise. Now, is it? It's a freaking movie. The Unreal Engine. That's been used in many, many, many video games, but that's not a freaking franchise. That's an engine. Why are we calling that a franchise? Star Wars. Notice they don't have Battlefront or really anything like, Return of the, what was it? Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, not a franchise. Wasteland 2. Yeah, that's a franchise, but it's kind of weird that you have Wasteland 2. Why don't you just have like the Wasteland series or something? So yeah, it's kind of the Terminator. Yeah, there were several Terminator games, but would you count that as a video game franchise? To call something a video game franchise, right? So, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has over like 10 games, so that's a franchise. Twisted Metal, that has like over 5 games. That's a franchise. NFL Blitz, that has a number of games. Definitely a franchise. Madden, yes. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, yes. I didn't mean to spend so much time on this, but it just kind of like blows me away that they call these, like they just have, what this reminds me of? This reminds me of whenever you sit through one of those freaking pyramid scheme presentations. Not that I'm calling the Amico a pyramid scheme by any means. It's not a scheme. It's not a scheme. It's just a console that's gotten way too expensive. It's not a scheme at all. But when you look at something like this, like that reminds me of seeing like one of those pyramid scheme presentations. And usually in between the slides, you will have a section of the person, whatever product they're claiming. Right? Whatever miracle product they're claiming. Hey, this is like who uses our product. Like this is where we license our product to. Look at all these like different logos and just be impressed by how much business we do. Right? So this is what this kind of reminds me of that. Right? And really this whole commercial, like I say, this commercial is just really, it's just really corny. It's corny, but not in a funny way, not in a good natured way, but just a really corny, cynical way, because it is making a lot of bullcrap claims, and this like constant like showing of families. Like they're just trying too hard to market this as a family system. It's not a family system. It's not. It's not a family system. You're talking about a console over 40 years old from the freaking late 70s. You're trying to say that a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid is going to want to play this with their mom and dad. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Okay? So, like, you can make all the claims you want, but what kid is going to choose this over like Fortnite or Grand Theft Auto 5? None of them. Like, none of them.
Even beloved classic retro games that many parents grew up with and loved. And of course, they've been totally reimagined for today. Today's Amico is being led by an experienced team of game industry professionals who have worked on some of the most popular and biggest selling video game franchises of all time. These noted industry veterans bring decades of experience to Intellivision, and they have built a team of more than 60 people with the global presence as support. Intellivision Entertainment has already raised $17 million for the development of Amico, thanks to financial backing from investors and more than 5,000 individuals.
I should point out that when the Amico Intellivision was first being like, marketed or like advertised or like even just talked about, one of the chief things they would say is, "Oh, we're not gonna crowdfund. We are not gonna crowdfund." But that wasn't the case. There were a lot of people that did contribute money to seeing like the Amico get made, and it's pretty, pretty. Well, they raised like 5.5 million just from the crowdfunding site Fig, and and this was right before the COVID pandemic actually took hold, and purchase orders had to be canceled. There were a number of just supply issues caused by the whole pandemic. Right, so yeah, the development and release for this console, which has still yet to hit stores, it's just been rocky. If you want to find out more about this, I recommend looking at DJ Slopes. Well, what's he do? Scammers. His whole like scammer series. It's pretty cool. But yeah.
Join us as we bring families back together again. Whether you are a parent, grandparent, young, or simply young at heart, make everlasting memories with the newest member of your family. Amico from Intellivision Entertainment.
Yeah, so once again, this is not a family console. Which, to even say, like, family console is still kind of a vague term. Like, you could have fun with your family doing anything. You don't need you don't need video games to have fun with your family. But, I mean, to market this all specifically as a family commercial, and yeah, like, obviously that is what they're doing here. That's why they have all these different families here. And wow, do I really need to like talk about like how each of the families is like a different race? I guess that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't even matter at all. But I don't see what. I'm speaking as a black man. I don't see any black family sitting down and playing this Amico. I'm just saying, maybe you disagree with me. I don't see any black family doing this, but that's just me. All right, I also got an Indian family here. I guess they're Indian or Middle Eastern, whatever. Yeah, white family, Asian. I said Asian, but Asian family. Yeah, Middle Eastern, Asian, white, African American. Labels. But yeah, kind of. Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? Huh? Maybe it is a coincidence. Like, who really cares about such trivial things? But also another marketing deploy. Not only will all families like it, but we'll have a diverse set of families liking this. Because this system is literally for everybody. And that's why we're going to have a family of different race in each shot. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah, so this is a terrible commercial, really, for a number of reasons. They make a lot of dumb claims that are really not true at all. Especially the part about video game controllers getting too complicated. Also the big claim that this is a family console. It's not. That their console is going to be cheap. It's retailing over $200 now. And yeah, you will have to probably buy another controller, because I guarantee you the app for the controller is probably terrible. So, you are getting into those like price ranges, $300, $400. Why not buy a PS4 with that money? Why do I need to spend money on this Intellivision with these games here that are not really that good, not really that spectacular, nothing different than what I can get on my iPhone. Why would I spend all that money when I can just buy like a PS4, or you know, a few more dollars, a few more $100, five, and a couple of games with it that I know are gonna be like good, right? That have some like longevity to it. That's another thing with these older games. They don't really have a lot of longevity. They're more so for like just quick, like arcade action, you know, which was fine back in the early 70s and throughout the, you know, 80s and even parts of like the, you know, early 90s. You know, that's fine. That's when arcade games were, you know, at their biggest, right? You know, people, you know, you wanted something that you could play for just 20 minutes to kill some time, or you wanted something that, like, you know, you could beat in one day. Nowadays, video games have longevity. Like, there's, like, you know, if, you know, one game I constantly play is Warhammer Vermintide 2, you know, and that game has, like, over 20-something missions, not to mention DLCs, weapons and whatnot to unlock, all types of stuff. Not to mention a modding community that adds to it on a daily basis. And unfortunately, Tommy Tallarico, that's what you're competing with. You're competing with game developers who make games with longevity, you know, for people who, you know, want to get invested into the gameplay and story. You know, they're not really looking for just quick, you know, family-friendly amusement. Yeah, so definitely not a family system. Not really a system that I see a lot of people are going to be wanting to have. Maybe this is probably just hindsight from just everything I've looked at. But, like, you know, you really overestimate your market for this thing by, like, saying that it's a family system. Okay, what else? What other claims, you know, does it make? What other claims does it make? Oh, you know, apparently after the late 70s, families stopped spending time with each other. No families could be found in living rooms laughing with each other. And the Intellivision is going to bring that all back together. Like bringing people back to the TV in the living room. Which, you know, a number of other, like, mini consoles over the years have made that claim. The freaking Ouya. Remember that crap? By the way, you should definitely check out my Ouya video if you haven't. Alright, I didn't mean to go into just a long rant, but I did just want to do, like, kind of a final wrap up of what I think of this, like, whole, you know, commercial. And really, I'm just giving my insight on the commercial. And yeah, I did say something about the console in itself. But honestly, I don't really know a whole lot about the console. I don't. You know, I'm not going to tell you that it's a bad idea to purchase it. You can purchase it if you want. But definitely, you know, you should not purchase the console if you like this commercial. Because this commercial is freaking terrible. It's terrible, man. Terrible. So, yeah, that concludes this terrible video game commercial. Back to me doing this again. It's good to be doing this again. It really is. You know. But, yeah, let me know what you think about this. You guys like it. I will continue to find more just terrible video game commercials to provide my commentary on, right? And, you know, want to just thank you, all you guys, for helping me reach over 400 subscribers, you know, this month. And, you know, I just hope that number grows and grows. All right. This is Bob of Smoking Fiend Productions. Peace out, y'all. Stay away from the Amico.